Okay, this task is all about replacing the brake pads on our disc brake cars. In this case, it's a 3-pot caliper, one big cylinder and 2 little ones, but it's exactly the same technique with the 4-pot caliper on the later twin circuit car. So what have we got? Well, of course I've got my copper slip. You'd have guessed that by now, won't you? A new set of pads, bit of Scotch pad, small pliers, large pliers, and a mole grip. Okay, let's go to it. First of all, we're going to ease back the pistons to make it easier to get the pads out. On with the mole grip, and that's eased it back, and go to the other pad, and that's gone back nicely, and then just go back to the first one again. There we go. Now, if at this stage you are clearly using huge amount of force on the mole grip to get it to move at all, or indeed if the pad doesn't move, then that means your pistons have stuck. Now, in this case, unless you're really excited by the idea of stripping the whole caliper down and replacing the 3 cylinders, we would suggest just buying the new unit. They're pretty good value now, and they are pretty much fire and forget. You're not going to get a problem with them, whereas replacing the cylinders, in all likelihood, in 3 or 6 months, they're going to be leaking. So I have to say, we would always just replace the entire caliper if we've got any problem with any of the cylinders. However, these aren't, they're beautiful, which is not unusual in a rally car. They're used so frequently and stripped down so frequently that on a rally car, the calipers tend to stay in good condition for a lot longer. Okay, out with the 2 R-clips. 1, 2, and then keeping your hand over these 2 squeal springs, ease the pin out, and it should go in towards the car, like that. So that's 1 pin out. You can now remove the 2 squeal springs, and out comes the top pin. Now, using the same pliers, we can draw out the pad. Now, on here, that's a moderate amount of meat left. On a road car, you could probably get away with leaving it like that. On a competition car, definitely not. We want new pads there. And that's because, once again, as the friction material gets thin, so the whole unit heats up a lot faster and you get poorer braking. Okay, now I'm going to use this pad now to make sure that both those pistons have retracted fully by levering that way on it. There we go. Out comes our nice new pad. Put a nice daub of copper slip or anti-squeal grease all over the back plate like that, and then carefully along the top edge of the metal and the bottom edge of the metal, like so. And then in it goes. Now make sure you order the right pads in the first place. They are different between the 4-pot and the 3-pot calipers. They are like about 1 millimeter different. And now we'll get the other pad out. Retract it gently, pull him out, use the pad then to fully retract the piston by pulling it this way. Now, there we go. And anti-squeal grease. Offer it up, and it goes. Right, Now we're not going to replace the pin kit, these are good, so I'm going to use my Scotch pad and just get the debris off the pin, like so, and some copper slip on the upper pin, offering it up from the inboard side, coming out to us here. There we go, and rotate it round so that cross drilling is visible. Take your R-clip, and with the formed side of the R pointing in towards the big piston, secure the cross pin. Clean up the other pin or use your new set. Engage it with a couple of mil protruding from the first pad. In goes the anti-squeal spring, like so. Use your fingernail to pop it down and over, leaving a 5 mil gap this side. In goes the other anti-squeal spring. And there it goes. Once again, rotate the cross pin round so you can see the hole for the R-clip. Take the R-clip with the formed side of it pointing towards the single piston, in this case upwards, and in it goes. There we go. We're now going to go over to the driver's side, and with our hand just going to pump the slack out on the brake pedal so that we don't get a shock when we drive out of here, and throw away the old pads. Okay, I'm now going to go over and do that on the left-hand side of the car, because of course you always change all 4 pads at once. And that is the task of replacing pads on a 3-pot and 4-pot caliper of our era of Volvos. Any questions, just comment on the video and we'll talk to you. Thank you very much.